students need the opportunity to develop their fundamental gross motor movement skills, which form the building blocks for the many different sports and physical activities. Today I've put together a couple of locomotion based ideas that your students can work through individually using simple equipment. You can add these ideas as stations to rotate around, circuits to go through, or relay races to run.
To do the ice skaters, I've laid out a zigzag line of spot markers. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be hopping from side to side at each spot. So if it's the right side, it's the right leg. If it's left side, it's left leg. And you're balancing on that spot on your toes from left to right and going up and down the zigzag line. So balancing on that foot, staying on your toes. And here we go again. You can start to speed it up. One foot at a time. With the hoop on the ground, I'm going to be doing 4 steps. 1, 2, in, and then 3, 4, out. Staying on my toes, moving around the outside of the hoop. I'm going to do that with a bit of speed now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Staying light on the toes, in and out of the hoop. You can go one way and the other way. And once you've got a good rhythm of that, you can go faster. Trying not to touch that hoop. It's really good for your agility and footwork. I've got a large ball balanced on a tall cone. Balancing on one foot, I'm going to try and slowly bend down, balancing, touch the ball with my nose and come back up. So I'm trying not to knock the ball over. I'm trying to balance on one foot and then alternate your other feet. So just very carefully practicing that balancing on one foot. Try not to knock it over. For lateral steps, I've just set out a couple of hurdles spaced about 1/2 meter apart. Working from side to side, we're going to be stepping over each hurdle. And at the same time, we pump our arms as we do it. Okay, you can start practicing that nice and slowly just to get that rhythm and getting used to that movement. And then once you practice that, you can speed up the pace a bit, staying on your toes. High knees, side to side. You can start to get faster now. To practice long leaps, I've got 2 spot markers. Just put them down about 1/2 meter apart, nice and easy. Now a leap is when you jump off of one foot and land on the other foot. Okay, so if I jump off my right, I land on my left. What we're going to be doing is making it harder and harder each time. So we go from spot to spot and then move them about a step further back. So here we are, jumping off my right onto my left, and then left onto right, and then we can make these spots a little wider, a step wider each time. Trying to land on that spot. Let's make them even wider. And you're just going to see how wide you can go, how far you can leap off of your foot. It's important when you leap, you land safely on your toes. Here we go. This is really wide now. You might have to really use your arms. Try a little wider. Really explosive. Use your arms, use your legs. And that's a little bit too wide, but it's a great challenge. And that's the long leaps. I'm going to practice jumping into the hoop while it's spinning. So I'm just going to spin that hoop. I'm going to try and jump into it and out before it stops spinning. I've got to do that all without touching the hoop. So you can gently spin it, trying to jump in and out before it stops. Don't touch the edge of the hoop. And that's a good fun one. To practice your lateral shuttle runs, I've got a line of 4 cones. They're spaced about 1 or 2 meters apart. And then I've also got 3 small balls. Starting at one end, put all the balls down. What I'm going to do is, moving laterally or sideways, I'm going to pick up the first ball, put it on the first cone. I'm going to come back, pick up the second ball, put it on the second cone, and come back and get the third ball, and then we take them all back. So we're moving up and down, shuttling across each time. Okay, we're staying low, knees bent, head up, moving sideways, not crossing your legs. We're just staying low and moving laterally. When you're ready, here you go. This is really good for your agility. Once you've done the balls, come back and then all the way back, collect that end one and bring it back to the start. I'm going to be developing my agility and movement with an American football. What we're going to be doing is practicing transferring the ball from left to right across our body. So as you can see, I've got a simple zigzag line of cones, and we're going to be running up to each cone. As you approach the cone, transfer the ball over to the other side and change direction. So start off slow, ball on my left, at the left cone, transfer over, and move to the right cone, transfer over to the other side of my body. At each cone, you don't rush it to start, just get practicing with that movement, holding that ball close, staying low, transferring the ball over. Once you've done that, you can then do it with a bit of pace. I've got 2 tool cones spaced about 4 or 5 meters apart. I'm going to start in the middle with the hoop. I'm going to spin the hoop and then I'm going to quickly touch one cone, shuffle across, touch the other cone, come back and grab the hoop before it stops spinning. Shuffle across and grab that hoop. If you find that easy, you can either make the cones wider or you have to touch them twice. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to now try that. So spin 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a lot more of a challenge you can practice. So spin that hoop. Catch it before it stops.
So these tasks were only 10 out of 50 individual movement and locomotion activities, part of my elementary moving task cards pack. In the complete resource, you're going to get access to printable task cards for every activity, as well as exclusive video demonstrations like the ones in today's video, where I explain each activity and demonstrate it with the correct technique. It's an incredible reference tool to work through with your class any time of the year to develop their fundamental movement skills. And it's going to aid with their agility, balance, coordination, and locomotion, and you can add it to any part of your PE program. Check out the resource in the link below.